Let's move into our next segment, though. We've got Mitchell Trubisky situation Trubisky guy for what feels like the 8th week in a row.
Someone on the score called him True Stinky.
I
love that color. It was great. It was like 6 a.m. in the morning. The guy calls him, yeah, that True Stinky guy. It was on purpose, too, which made it better. It was a good zing.
Fantastic. But, unfortunately for us, he's not made this decision easy. We're going into the offseason. He's played good enough to still be in the consideration for being the Bears starting quarterback in 2020. I was kind of on the edge of give me success or give me failure, one or the other, just make it clear.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we didn't see that. We saw good Mitch, we saw bad Mitch, we saw horrible. We eked out a win against a backup squad on the Vikings, which we didn't deserve the win. I'll be honest, Ricky, it was just whatever. But, you're
didn't care about that game. I was looking forward to tomorrow, Sunday.
They benched people.
4-0, baby. Matt Nagy's 4-0 against the Vikings.
But that is something nice.
Asterisks.
4-0 against the Lions, too.
That's all people are going to remember. They don't know who's actually playing in the games.
1-3 against the Packers.
Nope. Sorry, in Chicago, that's the
Didn't
one.
Lovey get fired for that? Not beating the Packers?
He went 10-6 and got fired because
Yeah.
he couldn't beat the Packers.
Yeah.
Literally, the Bears have sucked so badly against the Packers.
Oh,
in my
no,
lifetime.
we've sucked against a team with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Oh.
I'm not saying, but no, like
it's not like there's some bums like fucking Tom Brady losing to the Dolphins every fucking year.
I know, but it's been so
15
annoying.
before this last week.
In Foxborough, but in Miami.
In games that mattered too, though.
Oh,
games that were toss-ups, it didn't matter. Like
in games in Miami, he sucked.
Yeah,
that's his shtick. Anyway, this is a Bears topic.
Yeah.
So Sean, I got off topic. I apologize. My passion comes out.
It's all good.
Anyway,
I would just like to at least go 2-0 once against the Packers. We haven't won a game in Lambeau since fucking what's his face? The cornerback. It was the Thanksgiving game. It wasn't Tim Jennings. It was that guy who had the pick 6. It was a veteran cornerback at the time he came to the Bears.
What? Early 2000s, was it?
No,
Orange jersey?
It was 2015. It was the last time they won in Lambeau. It was post Tim Jennings, but it was very similar to Tim Jennings. And it was pre-Prince Amukamara.
I don't know who fits that window. I'll
you
be
said
honest.
2015.
I don't have a computer I'm going to use. So
last time the Bears won. 17-13.
Hey.
Whatever. I'll find it.
It does not say. It just says Brett Favre and Eddie Lacy. The only two games you gotta mention.
Whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was Brett Favre's retirement.
Yeah.
Jersey retirement.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll pull that up. I get the point, though. Beating the Packers would be nice. But as a Bears team, we're stuck in this situation, and I honestly don't know. Mitch Trubisky, could he be the guy next year who plays all 16 games for us? Yeah, unfortunately. But, going into this offseason, we're looking at names out there who could legitimately be starting quarterbacks on the Bears. So, what you got?
Tracy Porter.
Oh, Tracy Porter.
Tracy Porter. That was it. At least this topic came to me from Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy's horrible 33 minutes and 35 minute press conference.
Yeah.
That we learned basically nothing from, and it was just a mess. I cannot listen to Ryan Pace talk. I find him to be one of the most boring people in the world. And then when Pat called in, it was Pat. When Pat called in and did his Brian Pace impression, it was literally my favorite call-in segment ever.
Scary, spot on. We need to have that off-season chat with him.
So great, and that was the first time I liked listening to Ryan Pace's voice. But Ryan Pace was asked by the press. I forget who asked the question, but it was really right off the bat. Is Mitch Trubisky the starting quarterback in 2020? And he said yes.
Yep.
Flat out. And I think everyone's reaction is like, oh, God.
Yep.
They're tied to him. They're stuck with him. They want to make him work because they traded up to get him at number 2. They need to make it work. It's all on Ryan Pace's job. And someone that brought a lot of clarity to this, I know that he's kind of hit or miss to some people, but Danny Parkins on the score drilled it, just nailed it home when he said that, of course he's going to say that because look at the quarterback room. Chase Daniel, free agent. Tyler Bray, free agent. There's one guy that is under contract. That's Mitch Trubisky.
It's hard to argue with that.
And there is no option here. He's going to be under contract, and he's worth $9.2 million. You're not going to cut him.
Yep.
What's the point in cutting him? So he's going to be your starter because there's no one else to be your starter until you make additions. And you can't even make additions. You don't even know what the free agency pool is going to look like until March.
Yeah.
So why would you come out and be like, no, he's not even our starter? Who is he competing against? That's a worse look. So that was the one thing that I kind of understood where, people were overreacting to that when Pace said that because...
But you were in between the lines a little and it becomes very clear.
We do look at logically,
there's nothing else to say.
Makes sense. And then looking into it more, he was then asked about the fifth-year option.
Yes. And
he didn't really answer it. He said, it's something that we're going to think about. We're going to keep it in-house. We're going to talk about it, yada, yada, yada. He wouldn't say we are picking it up. He didn't say we're going to decline it.
Yep.
He just said, that's something we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. We're going to have discussions about that. We're going to talk with his agent. We're going to figure out what's best for the Chicago Bears. And when they were asked about that, I think it was their postseason press conference last year, if they were going to pick up the Leonard Floyd fifth-year option, they said yes, and they picked it up.
Mm.
When they were asked about Kyle Fuller, 2016, they declined to answer, and they didn't decline his option until April.
Yeah,
that's significant.
So you're saying they're going to decline Mitch's option?
Well, I'm trying to look at what they've done in the past with fifth-year options, and they've been very certain on one, and when they have been certain, they've come out and said we are picking it up.
Yeah.
And they did that immediately with Leonard Floyd. They did that. They picked up his fifth-year option. Boom. Right? Done. Mm-hmm. What they did right now, at least, and what they're probably deciding is they're going to see what they can add before they need to hit that deadline. Yeah. And back in 2017...
Do we know exactly what date that deadline is?
It's sometime in April. I think it's before the draft. You could look it up. It's very Googleable.
Yeah, Sean, you're not allowed to look things up because our stream will just lag horribly when you do that.
Oh, really?
Just an FYI.
Oh, okay. Then I have been looking stuff up, so I'm sorry that I'm doing
I just noticed that our video went to choppiness. I was like, that's bad.
I have been looking stuff up. So, look up fifth-year option dates. All the deadlines are, CBA stuff. Yeah. But with the Kyle Fuller thing... Yeah, May 3rd. So they have until May 3rd. That's well after March 15th or whatever when free agency opens. And when you look back at the Kyle Fuller... option pickup or not, they declined his option April 24, 2017. 2017, that's when they signed Prince Amukamara.
It's also after the draft, too. It's a week after the draft.
So they went in... Sorry, I got that screwed up with that. But they looked at their options, what they could bring into camp, and they made Kyle Fuller compete, and they declined the option because they didn't want to pay him an exorbitant amount for his fifth year if he wasn't even going to be a starter.
True.
So I think what this is going to be is they're going to look at the free agent class, see what they can bring in, and right now he's a starter, but March 22nd, he might not be.
Yeah.
And May 3rd, he might not have his fifth-year option. So what Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy did, although I find them extremely boring, did the right thing for a football team, which was leaving their options open.
Yeah.
And also not crushing the Mitch Trubisky's work ethic because he still believes that he can be the 2020 starter for the Bears. So I truly think they didn't make a bad move here by saying he's a 2020 starter because you could change your mind by not picking up his fifth-year option. Their actions will speak louder than their words, and I think I was just annoyed by their press conference because I just I didn't learn anything.
It was a nothing burger. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where Chris Ballard took a ton of responsibility in his hour and a half long press conference after the Colts season, where Ryan Pace is just like, we regressed,
going through the motions.
So it really, and it was something too that Bears media wanted because he hasn't spoken since before the season. Yeah. So I think end all be all, Mitch Trubisky right now is the Bears 2020 starter. When we do this in March when free agency opens, it might be a totally different answer.
Ricky, do you have any free agents who you think the Bears should look at?
It's not a free agent. And to me, Sean's going to shake his head, but there's an article by the Tribune that the article...
he's a good writer.
No. It's not about what the actual article's about. It's just the headline is important to me.
That's okay.
It says, Bears need to find next Ryan Tannehill, not the next Drew Brees. And the thing that was important, you got to think about Ryan Tannehill, of what it was.
Yeah.
They made the trade in March, which I don't think that the Bears could do, but I don't think they will. They'll do it later in the offseason. But Ryan Tannehill was a guy, was on the outs in Miami. They were not going to pay him.
Couldn't get over the hill.
The guy that I'm going to bring up is a little different in that sense, but contract year, something to prove. Our guy hasn't been proving it, and he went out and proved it. You know who's got that same situation? Is Cam Newton. He's contract year, That right now, people are kind of like, trade him, get him out of Carolina. We'll draft somebody. Bears could do the same thing. You know what? If the price is right, bring in Cam Newton, have him compete with Mitch. And if none of them work out, if the price is right on the trade, that's the thing. The price has to be right and what you're willing to give up for them.
Yeah.
Then if neither of them work out, who cares? You just move on then, and maybe you drafted somebody.
I'm not shaking my head at the name Cam Newton. I'm shaking my head at the fact that you're comparing him to Ryan Tannehill and where Ryan Tannehill was at in his career when he left the Dolphins.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the different part. The same part is a guy who is, and when I saw the next Ryan Tannehill, a guy that right now his team would be open to trading him, who is in his contract year. That's what I'm looking at.
I was going to say, because Cam Newton is a Super Bowl.
He was an MVP.
And that's when you said couldn't get the job done, I said, well, that's where they're different in this situation.
I got you. So you're just looking for a player on the outs.
The thing with Tannehill was they gave up on him because they had Rosen, they were tanking, and he kept getting injured. He wasn't a bad player at all. Yeah. He was just injured a ton. And also, Ryan Tannehill, I think really probably if he wasn't in this Titans offense, which shout out to Arthur Smith. I just learned his name today.
Yeah.
Dude's been a fantastic job as their offensive coordinator. He's done a great job. Titans have done a great job at setting up an offensive line. Yep. They drafted Derrick Henry, and he's been a monster. They drafted A.J. Brown, and he's been a monster. And Ryan Tannehill has had great weapons and a great offensive line to help him out. It reminds me very much of Case Keenum's year, the Minnesota Miracle year. It reminds me very much of that year. Offensive line wasn't great, but they schemed right around Case Keenum. They had great weapons around him, and they were able to improve. And I think that's the thing, too, is I think that... nice voice crack there.
Yeah, it was.
Ryan Tannehill, I think, was somebody that people were just like laughing at when they made that signing. If the Bears traded for Cam Newton, that would be major NFL news. And that's the thing that I don't think that's finding the next Ryan Tannehill. That's just finding a guy on a contract year. I think what you need to look
Jacoby Brissett could be another one, and if the Colts draft a quarterback like a Justin Herbert,
I would be. He's on a contract here.
Yes,
Brissett. What is then the reason to trade him before the season even started? I would say bring Brissett in even into the season, even if you have a rookie quarterback, because if then Justin Herbert outplays Jacoby Brissett, you could trade him in season and get a shit
Plus,
ton.
we don't know what if the Colts go out there and they say, you know what, we want a veteran to be our guy, and they sign one of the veteran. Let's say they sign and I'm just going to throw out the name Andy Dalton, and they believe in him.
Jacoby Brissett's also it was in a bad situation too because everyone got injured, and we talk about Ryan Tannehill having a great offensive line and great weapons.
Jacoby had nothing.
Colts had a great offensive line. Yeah, they have a great offensive line.
Yeah,
and they have Marlon Mack, who is decent, also super injured. Outside of that, they have nothing.
T.Y. Hilton, injured.
Yeah. Eric Ebron, injured.
And dropsies.
Yeah, so, always. I mean, he didn't have a great amount of help.
I wouldn't move on from him yet if I were the Colts.
He deserves a second.
I think he's outside. Sam,
you can win with him.
Yeah, Sam and Twitch dropped a rapid-fire list of names I want to toss out to you guys. Just quick correction. Alex Smith. Or whatever's left of Alex Smith.
Right now, he cannot walk, from what I understand, so no.
I want to say no.
Yeah,
I wonder
healthy, if he'll ever play again.
Yeah, if he's healthy, yes. But I with Ricky, I don't think he's playing again.
Yep. Marcus Mariota,
absolutely not. Trubisky and Mariota have the same agent, and Mariota, I've said this before, I think on a podcast. Mariota is very good in the red zone. Outside of that, he's very bad. So if the Bears, want to bring him in just for red zone packages,
we need a green zone quarterback to pair with his red zone quarterback. You need a 20 to 20.
Mitch can get him to the 20.
You can get to the 20.
No issues there getting him to the 20. But other than that, that's where it gets difficult. Also, another people were like, bring him in because Mark Helfrich is gone. Yeah. So I do not think that Marcus Mariota is a guy. Yep. That's not a Ryan Tannehill reclamation project.
I would like it because I like Mariota, but no, I don't think it happens.
This next name I actually like a lot. Josh Rosen
hasn't done anything with me. If you bring in Josh, but if you bring in Josh Rosen, I feel like there could be this could just be Trubisky 2.0 of he's not getting it done. Wrong. We want him out of town.
I agree.
Even though I like Josh Rosen.
I don't like the Rosen thing, mainly because I think they should bring in someone with more experience than Josh Rosen. I think you're better off drafting a player, getting a player with a longer contract. He could develop first off with the Bears, and not with two other teams. Rosen has gotten dealt a very bad hand. I just don't think that Rosen would be the smartest addition, although I do like him as a quarterback.
I just want him to land somewhere. I think you make a compelling argument that, his timeline and the Bears' expectations
the Bears would have to
might
trade
not line
for
up.
him, too.
Correct.
Because he's still at Miami.
And the thing, too, is like, if you trade for Rosen, you can't draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
So if you trade a fifth for Rosen, there's no point because that's pretty much your draft pick. That's pretty much your fifth-round draft pick.
To be fair, the quarterbacks we've taken late in the draft have sucked anyway, so whatever.
Every quarterback we've taken sucked. Name a good quarterback that we've taken that has been good, Dave.
I can't. Literally can't. Case
you want to
Keenum.
run down all the quarterbacks? Kyle Orton's our best quarterback that we drafted in my lifetime.
Yep.
Case Keenum's a guy that, I mean,
Case
I'll
Keenum's
just answer your
job.
question. Case Keenum's a guy that, he said Case Keenum
That's the
before
name I like the most.
And then you said Kyle Orton. You need to
Case
scheme.
Keenum is a Kyle Orton.
You need to scheme around him,
In the
though.
scheme,
Like,
he can win games.
The reason why he worked with
He's not a world beat
Minnesota,
coach.
Yeah.
the reason why he worked with Minnesota is because Pat Shurmur did what you said.
Yeah.
He schemed around him. He said, I'm going to do what's going to make you a good quarterback. And Jake, Minnesota Miracle.
Yeah,
I watched
Jake
it
with a quick
again
fuck
today.
off.
Hello? Yeah, hey, it's Matt. Yeah, good to talk to you, Pat Shurmur. Heard you got fired from the Giants job. I think we're going to bring you in as our offensive coordinator. We'd love to have you on there. Drop our run game. That'd be great. And also bring in an old pal, Case Keenum, in. Sounds good to me. He got fired, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I wouldn't be
Because
mad at
Bellamy with the Chiefs he's gonna interview with the Browns and then the Giants.
it. I don't know if it's Bellamy, but I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the
Eric.
OC from
Eric-
yeah,
I don't know if it's-
Bellamy or something like that.
Yeah.
Bellamy or something.
It's
like that.
not Bellamy. I know
Yeah,
that.
it looks like Bellamy.
The BEL is in there. But
We give him
yeah,
partial credit.
I don't know if Shermer's going to be a thing, but nonetheless, I do like Keenum. Mobile quarterback. He's worse Alex Smith, but he can walk.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't hate it.
Yep.
If Case Keenum's our quarterback, Bears.
Yep.
But also, it's fine. I think that's the name that I like the most out of all this. You know,
It keeps going. It gets better.
let's throw him out there.
Or worse. The beard. Ryan Fitzmagic.
That's the thing is, like, he can do a job, and he doesn't need a system.
Yeah.
I
So,
wouldn't
like,
be
he-
trading for Ryan Fitzpatrick because that's what you'd have
I
to
think
do.
he's a free agent.
No, he's free
Is he?
right now.
I think he's a free agent.
I don't
They
think
asked
so.
him if he
10-year
wanted
deal.
to come back, I thought, and he said I would.
I'm pretty sure he's under
Really?
contract.
Okay.
I think he's done. I think he's done after this year.
Oh, we're a spot
He's under.
rack?
There's a potential out, but right now he's under contract
Okay.
for 2020.
How much is he getting paid?
$8 million.
So what is the potential out on the club or on
There's
him?
a potential out. So the Dolphins could get rid of him this offseason, but they're probably not gonna because they're gonna probably take Tua depending on what happens Monday.
Fitz is
an interesting one.
yeah. I just think that with him,
Dude can
like,
sling it.
he could sling it, but I don't think he's elevating you. I don't think he's hurting you. He's
I would
gonna
argue
hurt
he
you.
elevates you. I would argue he elevates you because that Miami team didn't deserve to win a fucking game the
He
way they
puts you
started
in
the
more
year.
danger. So it's do you want to sit in a room with no toys? Like, do you want to sit in a straitjacket in one of those rooms and be Mitch Trubisky, or do you literally want to play Russian roulette with Ryan Fitzpatrick? That's what you're picking. You are picking literally a warded off safety room in Mitch Trubisky. We're not going to talk bad about this kid at all, or we're literally going to put a bullet in
I
6
like
rounds
that we're
and maybe
trending-
You're going to kill yourself.
There'll be a trend here because it continues down
If
this route.
Jameis is on the list, it's an
Jameis Winston,
John
Jame-
brought him up.
30
Jameis-
for 30. Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I would not.
Jameis-
I hate Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston said after the season, I was balling this year. I just got to stop turning the ball over. You think?
Dude, I forgot
He threw
how
30 picks.
horrible of a speaker he is.
Oh my God! 2013 national championship game
Yeah.
with,
Yes,
with Tom Rinaldi.
Yeah.
On the game. My cousin in Afghanistan watching this. Happy birthday. That was the best.
Again,
was
I had blocked
dying
out
watching that.
his interviews and hearing him talk at that press conference. I was like, "Oh my god, my
Jake-
brain hurts."
Jake,
The thing
please
is
put
that he's
Jameis on the
actually
bench.
a pretty decent speaker. He doesn't mince his words.
The words he chooses, though.
Yes. Questionable.
Remember when he wanted all the little boys to stand up and not all the little girls?
I don't remember that.
Where he talked to a school and he's like, I want all the little boys to stand up. You guys can be anything you. And it's like, what about the little girls that are there? They
Yeah.
couldn't-
You got a
I
little-
don't want crab stealing Jameis Winston. Also, he's got some other
I like the last
hashtag
name that-
off the field
Yeah.
stuff that I don't want to get into. But
Yeah.
on the field, That's just.
But if he stops
Ryan.
throwing to the wrong team, he's the best quarterback. According to him.
Ryan Fitzpatrick beat out Jameis Winston. So what are we gaining? They both suck.
Here's the thing I love about the Bucs this year.
He's a good coach, though. That's why he went 51,000 yards and 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, because they should have hired Bruce Arians, and they didn't. They hired John Fox.
That team was so fucking confusing.
So we could have been better if we actually made a right
any given game,
choice.
they could have just blown a team out. The Rams game.
Yeah.
That Rams game was just like, the fuck am I watching?
If you took Bruce Arians and gave him the Bears,
51,000.
Did you say 51,000? Did you mean 5,100?
That guy over there.
Did you mean 5,100? Because you said 51,000 yards.
No, fuck it. He threw for
51,000 yards.
He beat it by
stat check it.
He beat it by 45,000 yards.
This goes with Jameis Winston.
6th all-time passing leader in NFL history.
The funniest thing when watching their games is Jameis would be just doing Jameis things.
Yeah.
And it's like, they got to say something good about Byron Leftwich. Like, it's not his fault that he's the OC and can't work with Jameis Winston. It's like, let's say something good about Byron because it's not his fault. It's Jameis's fault. I actually like the last name.
I was saving it for last.
Because I've been bringing it up every single time. It's Phillip Rivers.
It's not happening.
Like, you don't even trust me.
Did you see him crying? In the after the last game,
retire. He should just retire.
He ain't coming back. They ain't bringing him back to L.A. That's what I think. No, he ain't gonna be a Charger.
I don't think that he's gonna be a Charger. I'm
he's
hoping
better
he retires.
Jameis Winston and better Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He's so much better.
I just think
he's one of the most gifted throwers of our time.
I just think, but he also turns the ball over.
Oh yeah, he's got that.
I just think that he's going to be too expensive. I think the most realistic one on that list is Case Keenum. Going to be cheap. He's going to be, because you just extended Eddie Jackson, and you still have, to bring back one of the linebackers, whether it be Kwiatkowski or Trevathan.
Right.
You're probably going to look to re-sign Allen Robinson as well.
Yeah, we're going to see what that deal is.
You need to address the offensive line. If you help Mitch out with the offensive line, your play callers make a better, scheme a better game plan for him.
Makes
and
the job
also you have
easier.
a better run game that is actually blocking everybody that's going to be coming in.
Yeah.
Maybe you can actually move the ball on offense. I don't think the quarterback bringing in Phillip Rivers is automatically going to change things. But if you don't change the scheme, you don't change the offensive line, it will make it better. But at what price and how much is that going to hurt the defense? Yeah. I think Case Keenum is the most realistic. Most unrealistic one is probably, unfortunately, Phillip Rivers, just because of how much he will demand on the open market.
One name that I don't think is going to be a Bear quarterback, but I got to throw him out anyways. If you can get him cheap enough, let's say not many teams want to throw him money, do you bring in Andy Dalton to be competition for Mitch?
Yeah.
I think Dalton. I should probably talk. I think Dalton's
I don't know.
Probably second most realistic. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. But I
like,
don't hate it. He's shown before with good weapons and a good offensive scheme that he can produce.
It's like, what did you expect him to do when A.J. Green was always hurt?
Yeah, what did you think he was going to do when Marvin Lewis
John Ross and
Tate.
Oh God, what's
Auden
the other
Tate.
young guy?
He had
two good young wide
Brandon
receivers.
LaFell. He had Mohamed Sanu. He had Marvin Jones.
Was he there with T.J. Houshmama?
No, but he had A.J. Green.
He literally can't win in the playoffs. He's got
the Bengals can't.
But also, he was coached by Marvin Lewis, and he didn't have this defense.
The Bengals defense
was not the Bears defense.
For years was like, we have the most most first round players on our defense, which I know doesn't make them good.
Vontaze perfect.
But they had a very good defense for many years, and it didn't matter. That team couldn't move the ball in the playoffs. It was Andy Dalton's anemic offense, and it was year over year over year.
Andy Dalton isn't calling the plays, and not everything's on Andy Dalton for in the playoffs.
No, it's a guarantee that Andy Dalton in the playoffs is going to lose a game.
I don't know if that's true.
Facts.
He is okay. All right, Dave. Andy Dalton.
You're looking up things, and I'm just watching our stream, just slow mo.
Yeah, Andy Dalton is 0 for 3, or 0 for 4 in the playoffs, right? But apparently that's all on Andy Dalton because when you go, all right, well, these numbers aren't right. Highest quarterback rating is 67. I don't remember how bad he was. He also got sacked 12 times in 4 games.
He deserved all of them.
I don't know. I don't think he had that great of it. I don't think he had the best opportunity. I'll say that.
He bad at playoff. He bad at playoff. That's where I'm going to Jameis Winston that sentence.
All right, well,
he bad at playoff.
Who on that list is good at playoff? Phillip Rivers. Oh yeah, massive succeeder in playoff. Guy can't even. Guy is always in a.
Case Keenum, he's
Guy's
a
always.
guy.
He is always in a 2-minute drill.
But he always gets you
Phillip
the
Rivers had-
opportunity to
Phillip-
win.
Phillip
You're
Rivers-
always in the running. Like that's the thing with him. He's got to compete.
How many playoff games has Phillip Rivers won?
I can't even
I
tell
would
you
be
that
shocked
answer.
if
He's
it's
been in the
over
league
6.
for as long as Eli Manning. I couldn't tell
I'd
you.
be shocked if it's over 6.
But like we've watched his kickers choke, which familiar feeling, for years.
Yeah.
We've watched like things just it falls short. His
the
best
number
weapon
one-
was a tight end.
He had the number 1 defense and
He had
number 1
LaDainian
offense one year,
Tomlinson.
2009, and they didn't even make the
Dude,
playoffs.
the LT. Oof. Anyway, I think Phillip Rivers puts you in the area to compete for a championship with this defense because he can always get the offense down the field. It's just a matter of, like you said, is that crucial turnover going to kill you? It's a matter of time.
The question isn't which one's the best; it's which one's the most realistic. I think he's unrealistic because of how much he's going to make.
Yeah.
If you're saying which one of those guys do I want, I obviously want Phillip fucking Rivers because he's the best quarterback on the list.
Yep.
I'm going to take Case Keenum because I just like the guy's grit.
I'm going to just pivot and say, I don't think we get any of these guys.
Daltons are 4-6 in the playoffs.
Who is?
The Chargers under Phillip Rivers. 4-6.
Hey.
4 wins.
And he made it to the AFC
That's 10
Championship once and the second round once.
His ass beaten by
That's 10
Tom
playoff
Brady
games.
in
Yeah.
San Diego.
Yeah. Shocker.
Lost to the champion.
Yeah.
Le champion.
That's as good as you get.
14-2.
That's as good as you get. I'm thinking this team is going to sign a third-tier quarterback in free agency and draft a quarterback.
Are we not on the 3rd tier for touching Ryan Fitzpatrick? What is 3rd tier?
No, Ryan Fitzpatrick can win games. I'm talking about like
5-7. I forgot one year.
another
5-7.
another career backup kind of player. Like in that vein. I'm not saying as bad as our current situation, previous situation was, but someone who definitely doesn't deserve to start games in the NFL, but he's good enough to cover base for 3 weeks when Mitch inevitably gets
Here's
hurt.
the thing. If that happens, day 5 of NFL free agency, that means they're picking up the option if they haven't already. Because they believe in Mitch Trubisky.
But
that's what it would signal to me.
My
If we're talking
thought
about
is-
action speaking
yeah.
louder than words. If they go out and sign another Chase fucking Daniel,
Yep.
they mean they believe in Mitch Trubisky. And that means Mitch Trubisky's your 2020 starter. We have the answer to the question. And I'd be pissed off if that was
What if they signed Eli Manning?
No, please make it. And that was a great segment up
he's-
until Eli Manning happened.
2nd tier. Happy birthday. It's his birthday today.
Hey!
Happy
Is it?
39th to Eli Manning.
Yikes. He did not age well for football. No, I seriously think that we're gonna sign someone in that same vein, and I hope that we draft a quarterback this year.
Yeah,
I think it's a
round
must
we have 2 second-round picks.
draft quarterback round.
One of them needs to be a quarterback.
So I think that's the way this one is gonna end. Ricky, if you had to take one of the, or
Phillip Rivers.
either you're just saying Rivers, cost be damned.
He's my boy.
Throw him $15 million.
He's my
20
boy.
million.
He's my boy.
25.
He'd be better than Mitch.
Woo!
$35 million? Guaranteed? I would say most realistic is Case Keenum. I think most unrealistic is Phillip Rivers.
All right. But you're still on the plan. If they do make a judgment call to go with someone who can sit on the bench, clipboard holder, we have to take a quarterback in round 2.
I think signing Case Keenum
You still
and
feeling?
still 2nd round pick. Absolutely. Bring competition in.
Ricky?
You should. Ryan Pace said when he was first GM that he was going to pick a quarterback. He's going to bring a new quarterback in every single year.
Yeah,
he stopped that
didn't. He
after he did brought in Mitch Trubisky. You need to do that.
He also, didn't scout the other quarterbacks in the class,
No.
notoriously. So,
He has a very bad record with QBs.
Yep.
So take some shots, kid.
all right, Ricky.
Jalen Hurts. He's going to be a Bear. It's going to be a Bear in the
I wouldn't
second
be
round.
upset.
Samesies. Let us know what you guys think the situation of the Bears will unroll as, if Mitch is going to be the guy for 16 games in 2020, or if we're going to be looking at a fresh name or a drafted player from this year's upcoming draft, which I'm excited we're going to talk about that eventually this year.